Last episode, we found out that Neil Dorsey is definitely an MLB-ready hitter, but is he ready to pitch at the major leagues? That is what we find out today. It's his first career start going up against the San Diego Padres. And of the two sides, pitching is definitely, I think, fair to say, his weakest side, but I do think he has ratings in a good spot with both walks and hits per nine in the 70s to have some success at the major leagues. You see his first ever pitch is in for 99 miles an hour. And after a good battle with Xander Bogaerts, he gets him looking for his first major league strikeouts. This Padres lineup certainly has some good hitters, and it will be a matchup that I think will give us a good clue as to how he will pitch. And the biggest test of them all is, can you retire Nolan Jones? Something that's seemingly been impossible throughout this series, but he gets him down with a fly out to center field there for a clean first inning. Back up in the second, Fernando Tatis underneath this one. Once again, a fly out to Logan Cerny out in center field. That'll bring up Campusano, hitting 270 for San Diego this year. But a grounder there. Makes it 5 up, 5 down to start the game. Manny Machado, he gets him looking with a fastball. 2 perfect innings for Neil Dorsey to start the pitching side of his career, and then a beautiful slider painted on that outside edge for another strikeout here. Let's take a look from the umpire's point of view, and yeah, that one was pretty perfect. Cronenworth up next, 0-2 pitch, and the Padres will finally get on the board with a hit here. Took him 8 at-bats, but the double there from Cronenworth will be the first hit allowed in the career of Neil Dorsey. Grisham up next, and a throw from Herrera offline, but won't matter much as the runner held at third. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Bogaerts. This one, wild pitch, and then an inaccurate throw from Ethan Salas. Puts both runners in scoring position. Bogaerts hits this one deep into the outfield, trending towards out of bounds, and it's caught by Herrera, but that's going to bring home a run. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but that feels like one that you let go. It was a full count. You're 1 pitch away from a strikeout there for 2 outs. I mean, I guess if he walks him instead, the bases are juiced for J.P. Crawford, but when you catch that ball, you basically guarantee that the run scores. Feels like that's one you let go if you're Herrera there, but it's 1 run allowed so far for Neil Dorsey until Nolan Jones comes up and makes it a second Padres run. What is with this guy, man? Well, I guess for trivia's sake, it'll be pretty easy to remember that both Neil Dorsey and Jose Barreto's first career home runs allowed were against Nolan freaking Jones. I think he's hit a home run every single time we've played against the Padres since that trade, which is just super annoying. He's a really good player, but I did not think he would be this good when we made that trade away from Ethan Salas. We weren't going to be able to keep him anyway, so, you know, it's not like I have any regrets about that, but maybe shouldn't have traded him in the division. Tatis follows that up with a double. Still no outs, and another man in scoring position for San Diego for Campusano, the catcher. Chopper to Thompson will hold the runner at second for Machado. Goes down on a strikeout for the second time today. 4th strikeout of the game for Dorsey. Just a 4-pitch walk here. Not great, but just the first walk allowed of the game. Cronenworth 1-for-1 today. Mishandled by Kyle Brown, and then a terrible throw after it. Are you kidding me? Kyle Brown, how do you screw up twice in one play, man? Gotta bring home another Padres run. Kyle. I mean, he's made a lot of mistakes at second base in the games that we've watched now. Most of the time, he just mishandles it and he can still get the throw on time. And there's a great defensive play on the flip side. Rafael Murillo with a diving play, and then the throw from his knees gets the man out. That's the difference between a good defender and a poor one. Seeing it right in front of our eyes. J.P. Crawford rockets this one into foul territory, and Neil Dorsey looks to be shaken up. Some back stiffness. Shouldn't be a major injury. Only a couple days and he should be good, but the team keeps him in after he's injured. What are we doing? This is Neil Dorsey. I mean, sure, he picks up a strikeout, so good on him for that, but there's no way I'm keeping this guy in, even if it's a minor injury. This guy is way too important for the future of this franchise. Not going to risk that injury getting worse. How is this team keeping him in? That's such terrible decision making. Jelly's going to come in for him here. Also, added benefit. He doesn't have to face off against Nolan Jones. So that'll end the first career start for Dorsey. Not a perfect one, but certainly had some good moments in it. And we're pulling him for precautious reasons. The month of September did not go very well for Colorado in the end. The Rockies are not going to win the division for the first time in team history. But as we get to October 1st here, there is still a chance they make the playoffs. Now, I know at the beginning of the month it seemed almost a sure thing, but currently we have a half-game lead over the Pirates, and I did simulate a loss in this game to see if that would actually get us out of the playoffs. And it would, despite the fact that we'd have a tied record with the Pirates. The Pirates would own the tiebreaker. So if we lose today in game 162, we are out of the playoffs. But if we win, the Rockies make their first playoff berth in a decade. And on the mound for this must-win game is Neil Dorsey. So will the Rockies make the playoffs or be eliminated in the final game of the season? Let's find out right now. So it all comes down to game 162 against the division foe at Coors Field. We've split the series so far. Can the Rockies make the playoffs for the first time in a decade? Neil Dorsey once again on the mound for this game. Saw his first career start earlier on in this episode. Get to see him pitch again. Last time that start cut short by an injury. Hoping he can go further into the game this time as he face off against Jason Lindsay to start. A fly out to center to begin today's action. Here's a look at what the San Francisco lineup has done. Salvatore Morales has hit .330. Somebody that the Giants have drafted here in this series and very deserving of hitting in that 3 spot for San Francisco. Not a big power guy by any means as we get Hassan Kim down with the throw to first. Not every day you see one of those, but Neil Dorsey got him easily that time. Not going to provide much power or fielding, but Morales has absolutely turned into an incredible contact hitter for San Francisco, and he gets on base here in the first inning for the double. 2 outs, but a man in scoring position for the Giants now due to this breakout studs extra base hit. Somebody we might be having to face for the foreseeable future against these Giants. But with a strikeout there, Neil Dorsey out of the inning cleanly. Ryan Bliss in for Kyle Brown, getting a rest day here. I wish when the CPU would give somebody a rest day, they'd also update the order. We certainly shouldn't have Ryan Bliss hitting leadoff, even though he's, coming in for our leadoff hitter. Figueroa down looking on a really well-placed slider there. Ryan Murphy on the mound for the Giants for this Game 162 matchup. And the Rockies go down 1-2-3. Gavin Sheets pops it up down that first base line. Neil Dorsey able to track it. Very slow there on the pursuit of the baseball. At 14 speed. Certainly looks slow in live action as well. Marco Luciano, lazy fly to Cerny. Makes it 2 up, 2 down here in the second. Toribio up next, hitting .244 this year, and he blasts it to right field. A solo shot. We'll get the scoring started in today's action from the Giants' first baseman. That's home run number 20 for him on the season, 421 feet on this play. As we enter kind of this new generation of our pitching staff with a lot of the younger guys taking over, how much they struggle with home runs is going to be a major thing to watch. And that's why, even though we know we have more young pitchers than we have spots to pitch, I think we still need to continue to hit pitcher, because not everyone's going to hit at pitcher here in a Rockies franchise. So we got to keep hounding that position as we go forward. I think our position players are becoming maybe full. We have not only plan A's, but we have plan B's at most positions at this point in the franchise. And so I think going forward, we're going to be drafting a lot of pitching unless there's a really good position player at the top of the draft. That's just going to be something to monitor now as we enter, again, kind of a new phase in our pitching staff here as our offense remains hitless. This Murphy guy pitching a really good game to start. Wisely up in the 9 spots. That's a fly out to Clemente Herrera. Lindsey up. Back up at the top of the order for the Giants, trying to get his first hit, but it won't get one here. A lot of flyouts here to the outfield so far in this one. Kim, he's got a good hit out to left field, and it's off the wall. His second hit of the afternoon. A single and now a double on the board. 35 doubles for Kim. Pretty good production there. That'll bring up Salvatore Morales. And Kim's going to steal third base. Not really sure why when you got 2 outs, but hey, good on you, I guess. 2-2 pitch for Morales. Deep to right field and hauled in by Herrera. Bottom of the order up next for the Rockies. Starting with Herrera, just made the play in the outfield. This time he's looking to make a play at the plate, and this one is out of here for the tying solo shot. Clemente Herrera, the third in his young career. 412 feet on that one. Love his home run celebration. Definitely unique. He's a fun player, making some plays for us here in the franchise. The first of many. Hit this one just absolutely on a rope. Did not have much elevation at all. Just rocketed off the bat at 105 miles an hour. Beautiful play. Sterling Thompson up next, and we get another hard hit. This one will stay in the yard, though, but should be easy extra bases, and he jogs on in to second. Rockies looking to make some noise here in the third inning after a very quiet first couple. Cerny can't get this one to drop into shallow center field. Tracked down by Jason Lindsay instead. Now a full count pitch for Bliss, and he goes down swinging. Good job getting that pitch count up there. Murphy's been pitching really well, if I'm going to be honest. 49 pitches in this one so far. Omar Figueroa has that one caught near the warning track, but Herrera ties it up at 1 apiece. At least was hoping for maybe a little bit more, at least one more run in the inning, but couldn't get it done. Heading now into the 4th inning, we've got Blake Sable up for the Giants, and this tie did not last for long. The Giants back on top. All 3 runs in this game scored via solo homers. 21 homers on the year for Sable. And the Giants retake the lead right back here to lead off the 4th. That's the 2nd homer allowed for Dorsey. Gavin Sheets up next. This one hit to Sterling Thompson. Easy throw made for the first out of the inning. Luciano 0 for 1 today. Got a pitch right over the middle, and he's gonna make us pay. It is over the wall. Almost a play made there at the wall by Logan Cerny, but 15 homers for Luciano. You can't miss right over the middle and get away with it very often. It's the 3rd solo homer of the game for the Giants. And it's really been the one struggle here from Dorsey. Pretty much all of his runs that he's allowed have been through home runs dating back to that first game we watched as well. This one, a diving play by Cerny. Can't quite bring it in, but Toribio should be able to get in for a triple with this one, which means with a homer and a triple, this guy's officially on cycle watch at this point in the game. He's got the most difficult one to get, which is that triple. Hernandez up next, and it's another Giants home run. This one will bring in 2 runs, so it's even worse, but it's now 5-1 Giants. They've officially put some pressure here on the Rockies squad to put some offense together in this game. Wisely goes down swinging on the curveball for the 2nd out of the inning. But 4 home runs allowed by Dorsey is not exactly what you love to see for a guy who's really been having a pretty good September for the squad leading up to this point. This is not the game to struggle. We need this game to make the playoffs, and we'll get through the 4th. But the Giants building themselves a little bit of a lead, putting the pressure on our squad. Rafael Murillo, full count pitch, and he draws himself a leadoff walk. Neil Dorsey up next. This one is underneath to Salvatore Morales for the easy out. Zach Bean up next, leading the team in home runs this year. Not going to add to that number this time around, as it's an infield fly, and so 2 straight outs. That'll bring up Salas. Cracked it to left center field. That will get all the way back to the wall. That might score Murillo. And it will. The Colorado Rockies answer back with a run here. A runner in scoring position, but Salas coming through in the clutch for the squad. You love to see it. Can Herrera extend the inning? Had a homer his last time up, but a little bit underneath this pitch here. And we'll have to settle for just the 1 run. In the 5th, Neil Dorsey would be relieved for Yohan Blanco, not lasting nearly as long as you would hope. Only 4 innings here for Dorsey, 5 runs allowed. But even with the new pitcher, things looking the same here. The Giants continue to show some nice hitting here in this game. Throw from Sterling Thompson, and we'll hold the runner at second for Gavin Sheets. 0 for 2 today. Lifted deep to right field. Clemente Herrera underneath it. A throw to third, but with 2 outs. I'll hold that runner at second regardless. Marco Luciano had a homer his last time, but pops this one up for Ethan Salas. Settles nicely underneath it, and a scoreless 5th. Needed that for sure. Got to get our offense more time here to come back, and Thompson, looking at that pitch, not sure what he was waiting for there. Well inside the zone on that pitch. You got to protect better than that. Cerny will get on base. 10 pitches in this at-bat with Ryan Bliss. Doing a great job battling here, but ultimately he'll lose it going down swinging. But extending that pitch count for Murphy. We want to get to this Giants bullpen as soon as we can, because he's been pitching pretty well today, and Cerny will steal himself into scoring position for Figueroa. That one's fair down the first baseline. That should score Cerny. 1 run at a time. The Rockies are making their way back. That'll bring up Rafael Murillo. Only 29 homers. He's never hit less than 30 homers in a full season. Now would be a great time for 30, but we're not going to get it. Instead, we'll get an inning-ending ground out. Omar Figueroa bringing us 1 run closer as we head into the 6th. Toribio, another hit. He's 3 for 3 today. This should be a double. And now he's just a single away from the cycle. Let's not allow Luis Toribio to hit a cycle on the last game of the season. I would appreciate it if we could not. Murillo with a throw to first for out number 1 here. Wisely up next. Another ground out, and we've been able to keep that runner on second base. Now just need 1 more out here in the inning. Jason Lindsay up to the plate. And fly out to Herrera. Keeps the Giants off the board once more. We've been scoring 1 inning at a time through these innings. Let's get another one here. Neil Dorsey struck to center field and hauled in by Jason Lindsay. Not able to get enough of that pitch. Bean strikes out on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and Huascar Ynoa would come in to relieve Murphy. Salas up next. Brahoma run his last time out, and this time he goes down swinging. Can't take many more quiet innings like that from our Rockies. We got to score. We only got 3 more opportunities left. Hassan Kim goes down swinging on a beautiful slider there from Yohan Blanco. Morales, 2 for 3 today. Make that 2 for 4. With a ground out to Rafael Murillo. That brings up Blake Sabol. This one hit to left field, and it's going to get down. Zach Veen can't quite get to it. So a 2-out single here for San Francisco. Sheets hitless today. And he's hitless no longer. You gotta be kidding me. That's the 5th Giants home run of this game. And only Sheets' 5th home run this entire season. Still had a lot of hope when it was 5-3, but 7-3, this offense just hasn't quite had the power. You know, in Coors Field, you can never say never. The door's not shut quite yet, but it's certainly putting a tough task on the offense here. Come back from 4 runs with just a couple innings remaining. We'll head now to the bottom of the 7th. Herrera homered earlier in this game, and he gets back on base here for hit number 2. Good start to the inning, getting a man on base. Sterling Thompson going to ground into a double play here. You've got to be kidding me. We can't be making mistakes like this deep into this game, man. The margin for error is so incredibly thin, and it's another scoreless inning for the Rockies. Things are looking grim here as we head into the 8th. Toribio 3 for 3, looking for the cycle, not gonna get it. Instead, he's gonna get his second home run of the game. Six Giants homers for 8 runs. The pitching has not been good enough, and the hitting really hasn't either. Let's get to that hitting now. We need a miracle here in these final 2 innings. Ryan Bliss getting on the base could be the first of those miracles. Not a very talented hitter. We got to take advantage when we get what really should be the 9-hitter on base, despite the fact that he's hitting leadoff. Omar Figueroa, full count pitch, and he's on base as well. Here we go. Two up, 2 on to start the inning, and that'll bring up our best player in Rafael Murillo. Really need him to step up now more than ever. He's shown us he has that clutch gene many times here in the past, but he's going down, swinging on a just beautiful pitch by Noah. It's hard to be mad at that. Right on that upper inside corner, 99 miles an hour, a tough pitch to hit. Neil Dorsey now has a chance to come through for us, and he's going to ground into a double play. You've got to be kidding me. It's the 2 best hitters on the team. We need them to come through for us in this moment, and instead, one strikes out, and the other grounds into a double play. Top of the 9th. Blake Sabol, 2 hits today, and here's another one. Both he and Toribio with 2 homers in this game. 477 feet. He got a ton of that pitch. And the writing is on the wall for the Rockies to come up a game short here. Toribio even gets another chance to hit for the cycle. Luckily, we can keep him from doing that. There's one good thing to say about this game. Another good thing would be Clemente Herrera. 2 hits so far. Been one of the few players that has shown up for us, and he's looking to do so again with a runner on base. That's going to score the 4th Rockies run. Clemente Herrera, 3 hits today. He's brought home some runs. He's been one of the few guys, and I don't mean this as a negative towards other players. You know, it's hard to, even the best players, you know, only get a hit every 3rd time they get to the plate. I just mean this as a positive for Herrera. We really needed a big game today, and he showed up and gave it to us. If you're looking for silver linings for this game, and Cerny also picks up a Rockies run here, but Ryan Bliss with a pop out to foul territory here will officially end the Rockies season. Going into this episode, I thought it was a guarantee that we would make the playoffs this year, but just a really big struggle here. We had a lot of division games in September, and we did not perform very well in our series against our division rivals. The Giants playing spoiler here, keeping the Rockies out of the playoffs, also getting themselves to a 81-81 record. So they'll end the season at 500, and the Rockies will end the year tied with You know, that last wild card team in record just losing the tiebreaker. That's how close we were to getting Rocktober baseball here. The division rivals steal it away in the very last game. That puts a lot of pressure on for next season. Next episode will be the off season, and then we'll get into a brand new season. Got a lot of really exciting rookie years, so despite the fact that this season ends on a sad note, still a lot of hope and excitement for the future of Rockies baseball. And I'll see you then. Go Rockies.